guys, Zach with Outdoorz. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about actually what happened to me and how I got in the situation I'm in. When I was 19 years old, it was the 4th of July. We were camping, having a blast. It was one of them things where, you think you're unstoppable, nothing can harm you. Well, my parents always told me things can happen in the blink of an eye, make good choices. Well, that day we left, we were drinking. The driver was by no means super intoxicated, but he was drinking. So I was in the center seat, there was a driver and a passenger. It was a single cab truck. We were coming into town. It was about a 15-minute ride into town, and I remember coming around the bend and we were on the opposite side of the road. We swerved to miss the car that was oncoming, and we hit a bank, which resulted in a rollover. I remember waking up face down in the middle of the road, not able to move any of my limbs. I couldn't even turn my neck. I could tell I was bleeding, wasn't sure what all happened. And I remember just thinking to myself, man, I really screwed up this time. But I really had no idea how bad I screwed up. I have to live with that choice the rest of my life. It's been one hell of a road, long road, I should say. After the accident, I was in ICU for 7 days. Then immediately after, went to an inpatient rehab facility. There is when it really hit me. I realized I couldn't even sit on the edge of a bed. I couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't feed myself. Anything. I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, oh man. It was one of them situations where, yeah, you get depressed. I'll call it. You get depressed. You don't know what you're going to do with your life. You're 19 years old. You have no idea where to go, what you're going to be able to do, how far you're going to get. You have no idea. So I made a decision. I was going to do everything possible to get back on my feet. Get back to my own, to be able to take care of myself. And when I realized that I had to do something, nobody was going to do it for me, was probably 2 weeks after my accident. I realized I'm the only one that can make this better. I'm the only one that can do this for myself. So from that day on, I made a pact with myself, and I played this as sort of a challenge, I will call it. People always ask me, well, how did you get past that? How did you do this? You couldn't even sit on the edge of the bed. You couldn't wheel yourself down the hall. Doctors told me that I'd be in a power wheelchair leaving the hospital. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I was going to push a manual chair. I don't care what I had to do. So the challenge that I accepted was to not give up and give it my all, and continue to give it my all till I reach my goal of walking. So I literally busted my ass from that day on. Everything I do, I think of as therapy. I did things that were impossible. You'll see in my previous videos, some of the things I do now. I could not even come close to doing anything. I would sit in a wheelchair, I would fall over. I couldn't even sit up straight, I couldn't wheel myself. And, doctors said after 2 years, usually that's your window when you're gonna get most of your function back. So 2 years came, it's like, man, I'm still not walking. And I thought to myself, they don't know me. They don't know the heart that I have. I really dug deep and continued just doing what I was doing. And right now I'm 9 years post-injury. I can transfer up into my lifted Jeep, which you'll see in a previous video as well. It's on 37s. I can transfer from that with little help. I get my wheelchair in and out of my car myself. I pretty much can do anything that I used to do, just in a different way. But it took a lot of determination. Yes, I got frustrated. Yes, I wanted to quit. There was many days I'd cry behind the walls. I couldn't do it anymore. I just wanted to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. But it came to the point where this is on me. I'm the only one that can make this better. And you're the only one that can make this better. If you're in a situation similar to this, any situation, you're the only one that can make the situation better. Yes, in my videos, my posts, I seem very positive. I am very positive, but everybody has bad days, and I accept those bad days, but they're only a minimal portion of all your days. So I tell people, never give up. Never give up hope. Always push forward. That's my motivation. I think to myself, push forward. One thing that really I will say that helped me through this whole life journey, I will call it, is wrestling. When I wrestled in high school, it gave me discipline. I disciplined myself to watch my weight, to push hard at practice. I just really believe that was my inner strength that I got to be able to do what I'm doing today. And I was, like I said, I was a very active person. Still am very active, just in a different way. But I was constantly working, constantly running around, riding four-wheelers, dirt bikes, you name it, I was doing it. And when I realized, when I got home from therapy, from an inpatient therapy, and I looked around, it's like, oh man, I'll never be able to ride a four-wheeler again. Tell myself, like, I'll never be able to get in a side-by-side. I'm not be able to go biking. I'm not be able to do anything. And that hit me, and it's like, and I snapped right out of it. I'm like, no, I'm definitely going to do everything that I did do, and I will make it a point to do it. And that right there is what I'm getting at. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. Just got to think outside the box. The second you tell yourself you can't do something, you will not do it. I will guarantee you will not do it. If you say I can't, you won't do it. I am living proof of that. I've watched myself say I'm never going to be able to do that, and I don't do it. Or say, hey, I keep dropping my phone. I'm dropping my phone on the ground, it's going to keep dropping, and it does keep dropping. As soon as you get something in your head, your brain is so powerful that it is unbelievable. If you tell yourself something, you draw things to you. You attract things. You're going to be late for work. You go through a red light, or you go to a red light. You're going to hit that red light because you thought you were going to hit it. That's the same way with this whole thing that I'm going through. If I tell myself I can't do something, I can't do it. But I think positive. Think, okay, if I fall, oh well. At least I tried. And believe me, I took my fair share of falls. Transferring on my bike, into my car, in my wheelchair. And that's one thing that I see people struggle with after they're injured. Yes, I'm not saying go fall out of your wheelchair all the time, but you have to try things to be able to grow and try to do different things. I mean, I wish I could get the videos of me learning how to transfer my car for the first time. Yes, I sat in my driveway for 2 hours trying to figure out how in the hell I'm going to get this wheelchair in my car with my arms not being able to function properly. It's like, holy man. Well, after about 2.5 hours, I got that chair in the car and out of the car. There was a few dents in the side of the car, but I still did it. It takes time. And I know people don't want to hear that, but time is... I was never one to wait around for things to come. This has been a very trying thing for me. To wait for things to come back, hoping they come back. It's, you have to realize that it does take time for things to come back, but don't sit around and hope they come back. Do something. Try to do it. The other thing is that I struggled with was when I first got home, I did not want people to look at me differently. I wanted them to look at me like I was the same Zach, same person. And most people did, but there was those few that were like a little hesitant around me, didn't know how to talk to me, and I just was myself. When I went to my friend's house, went to a party, I still did everything. My friends were awesome. They took me places, even if I didn't want to go. They were there picking me up to go. I needed to get out. I needed that. You need, after an accident, like a traumatic thing that you go through, you need to get out, be around people, act yourself. that you show the people that you are your same person, just a little different. Now you're riding on wheels, or now you're whatever your disability is. You are just you're you. And that was one of the things I struggle with when I'll go into a store and people will be like looking at me a little different, you know, and like wondering, well, I wonder what happened to that kid. I just, you know, if people wonder, I'll tell them. You know, I was in a car accident when I was 19, but don't be shy, don't be scared to go around people. You need to get out and talk to people. And that's why, I mean, I joke around all the time. I'm one of the people that likes to talk to anybody, likes to help anybody. And that's why I started Adaptive Outdoors. I want to help people that are in situations similar to mine. I want to learn from you guys, different things. If you do something this way, maybe it'll help me learn how to do something easier for myself. So that's why I started Adaptive Outdoors, to help others and help myself. Honestly, there was nothing, when I first got injured, there was nothing like this. I couldn't find anything where somebody was active in the outdoors that had disability or did different things on their bike, rode side by sides after their injury. It was just, I wanted to start something like this just to show people that you can do whatever you put your mind to. When I jump out of, for instance, when I jump out of my Jeep at a grocery store or Walmart, I park in a handicapped spot. My wife helps me get my wheelchair out of the back of the Jeep, and I jump out of the Jeep. You should see the looks I get. Because I get out of the Jeep, and the Jeep's taller than my head, the bottom of the door. It's like, people are like, what is this kid doing? But that's the thing I like. I didn't stop doing what I like to do. And neither should you. So, if I can help in any way, drop a comment, shoot me a message. I'd be more than happy to help and to learn from you as well. So, hey, I just want to give a little background to myself, a little background to why Adaptive Outdoors came to be. So, keep sharing your stories, guys. Thanks.